Pop quiz. Would you ever hire someone, give them access to your customer data, your invoices, your scheduling system without a resume, a job description, or even knowing their name? Of course not. That would be insane. But here's the thing. Thousands of small business owners are doing exactly that with AI tools right now. 6 subscriptions, 0 strategy, and their businesses are bleeding time, money, and trust. Hello, and welcome back, my fellow entrepreneurs. I'm Kim, your host of Small Business Big AI, the podcast that helps you not just survive, but thrive in the AI era. Now, this is part 3 of our 3-part series called AI Agents and the Future of Small Business. So today we are ending with a bang. Now, if you've been with us since the beginning of this trilogy, then you know that in part 1, we uncovered the hidden AI tools you already own. You know, the ones that are hiding in plain sight inside your current software. And then last week in part 2, we showed how those tools evolve into real AI agents, predictive analytics, verifiable digital hires, and systems that can reshape your business model and truly transform how you operate. Now, today, the grand finale, we're busting myths. We are replacing shiny object syndrome with systems, ROI, and customer-first strategies. Because here, we do the work, we do the research, so you, my small business, big AI insiders, don't waste your time. Now, this isn't about just doing things better. It's about building a business that thinks, that learns, and that runs itself, all while you get back to doing what you do best. And of course, I've got my partner and co-host Hal in the studio with me today. Hey, welcome back, Hal.
Glad to be here, Kim, because here's the thing that most people get wrong.
Uh-oh, here we go.
AI tools without strategy, well, that's wasted money, wasted time, and damaged trust.
Okay, so you're not wrong.
The real test isn't how many tools you plug in. It's whether they actually improve your customer experience and ROI.
So basically, translation here, Hal, is stop collecting AI tools like what, Pokemon cards?
Exactly.
Okay, so then what's the plan here?
Here's what we'll cover today. Number 1, how to spot when AI tools waste more time than they save.
Like invoice automation, endless paperwork, shiny tools piling up?
Right. And number 2, the best way to measure ROI on AI tools.
So you're saying like with customer experience and compliance in mind, or, like trust, proving AI pays for itself, right?
Right again. And finally, number 3, when to treat an AI tool like an employee.
Like with a job description and measurable outcomes, right?
So by the end, you know how to turn your AI from a shiny distraction into a copilot with a job description.
Which is measured, intentional, and truly compliant.
What we like to call it, a technology-enabled superpower.
Okay, so now before we show you how to build that superpower, I need to tell you a little story. Because right now, someone listening to this is making the exact same mistake that cost one business owner thousands of dollars and nearly tanked their reputation. And I don't want that for you. All right, so let's start with a story that's really all too familiar for, entrepreneurs. And that's a service business owner I spoke with recently who was drowning in promises with shiny AI tools. Now, they bought 6. Count them, Hal. 6 new platforms in under 6 months. Things for invoicing, scheduling, email campaigns, analytics, you name it. They bought it.
Let me guess. Total chaos?
Or worse, Hal. It was worse than chaos. Their team was more confused than ever. Their systems overlapped, customer emails got duplicated, and clients started complaining about mixed messages.
Classic case of tool creep. Every new subscription felt like a solution, but what they really built was a spaghetti mess of workflow.
You mean they built a Frankenstein CRM, huh?
Exactly. A monster that eats margin and destroys trust.
And the worst part, that owner was spending more time fixing problems the tool created than actually serving his clients. If your AI tools are costing you customers, they're not tools, they're liabilities.
But here's the good news.
There is good news.
Absolutely, because not every AI story ends in a horror. In fact, we've got one that'll make you rethink everything you just heard.
I hope so, Hal. Ready to unlock the power of AI for your small business? Well, don't just listen. Become a small business big AI insider. Subscribe and get ready to dominate. And here's the good news. Now, as many of you know, I'm about to open another insurance agency. So let me take the example of Carla. She's our independent insurance agent persona. Now, she didn't chase 6 tools. She focused on one simple AI-powered CRM that tracked policy renewal dates and flagged clients who hadn't been contacted in 90 days.
This is the same as what you plan to do with Salesforce.
That's right. So instead of blasting everyone with generic reminders, the system, the CRM, Salesforce, can send personalized check ins like, "Hey, Jessica, your homeowner's policy is up for renewal next month. Want to review your coverage?" Now, how? The result of that is that retention goes up because clients feel seen and not spammed. Now, here's the kicker. With the right system, Carla and her producers are not scrambling at renewal time. They're really on top of it. Actually, they're ahead of it.
That's the key difference. It's not about the tool, it's about the system around it. Clear outcomes, measurable ROIs, customer first strategies.
Yeah, so really the moral of the story, 1, don't buy 6 random tools and hope for magic. And then 2, pick one role where AI can act like a co-pilot. Set clear expectations and then measure the results.
Because let's face it, if you wouldn't hire 6 interns and give them all the same job with no manager, why would you do it with that AI?
Spoken like someone who's clearly fired an intern before.
Let's just say I've optimized resources.
And for you listening right now, here's a quick gut check. Now, which side of this story are you closer to today? Are you stuck in the Frankenstein tool pile like Mike with his endless invoices? Or are you moving toward intentional AI wins like Carla would demand in her compliance-driven world? Now, pause for a second because I want you to name it, because that's your first step to getting AI on the right track.
And once you named it, here's what you do next.
All right, Hal. So it's time for the coffee table conversation. Now, we've seen the horror, we've seen the hero, but let's get practical here because every small business owner listening is asking the same thing. How do I know if an AI tool is actually worth it?
Good question. And I'll keep it simple. If you can't measure it, you shouldn't be paying for it.
But wait, so what you're saying is every AI tool needs a report card?
Exactly. And here's my 3-bullet ROI test. Write these down, folks. Number 1, time saved. Does it give you back measurable hours every week? Not feels like, not maybe, actual hours on the clock.
Okay, that's fair.
Number 2, margin impact. Does it protect or increase your profit margin? Fewer costs, higher conversion, smarter pricing.
Okay, so far so good. So what's number 3?
Number 3, customer experience uplift. Does the customer experience get better? Do clients feel seen, heard, valued?
All right, but Hal, here's where I want to push back.
Go ahead.
Well, most small business owners don't have time to run quarterly reviews on their software. They're barely keeping up with payroll. So, how do you actually do this without it becoming another full-time job?
Great question. Here's the answer. You don't need quarterly reviews. You need one check-in, 30 minutes, once. Ask yourself, is this a tool saving me time, making me money, or keeping my customers happy? If you can't answer all 3 in under 10 seconds, fire it.
Okay, so what you're saying is I should give my AI a quarterly review?
No, I'm saying you should fire it faster than you fire a bad employee.
Okay, listeners, I hope you heard that. So, if Hal can fire a robot, you can too.
Look, it's no different than hiring a human employee. If you wouldn't keep paying someone who wastes your time, eats your margins, and ignores your customers, why on earth would you keep paying a tool that does the same thing?
So, AI isn't magic, it's an employee, and every employee needs KPIs.
Kim, can I flip this on you for a second?
Okay, sure.
How many tools are you paying for right now that you couldn't justify in 10 seconds?
Okay, so now you're calling me out on my own podcast, Hal.
Someone has to.
All right, fine, you're right. You know, I've got at least 2 subscriptions I haven't touched in 3 months.
Exactly. And if you're doing it, imagine how many listeners are doing the same thing right now.
Okay, I get your point. So, listeners, if Hal just made you squirm a little, like he did me, then that's your sign. And here's where it gets even more interesting because it's not just about whether the tools work, it's about whether you've defined its job in the first place.
Exactly. Most owners fail before they even start because they hand AI a vague idea and expect brilliance. If you wouldn't say that to a new hire, just do stuff, why are you saying it to your AI?
Well, I agree with you on that. So here's your mid show challenge, listeners. I want you to pick a tool, just one AI tool that you're paying for right now. And I want you to give it a job description, one sentence. Like, this tool saves me X hours a week by automating invoices. Or maybe something like, this tool protects Y percentage of my margins by optimizing pricing. Now, if you can't write that sentence, maybe it's time to fire your AI.
And Kim, while they're doing that, there's one more thing we need to talk about. The thing most small business owners are dreading.
You're going to say compliance, aren't you?
I am.
All right, so let's tackle that after the break. Join our growing community of small business owners who are using AI to transform their businesses. Subscribe and be part of the conversation. Okay, Hal. So we've talked about wasted tools, ROI tests, and treating AI like an employee. But there's one more elephant in the room.
Compliance?
True. A word that causes the blood pressure to go up.
That's because most people see compliance as a wall, something that blocks and slows them down. But here's the reality. Done right, compliance can actually be your most treasured moat.
So your moat, like as in castles and dragons type of moat?
Exactly, a protective barrier. While everyone else is panicking about regulations, the businesses that embrace compliance early build trust. The trust is what keeps customers from fleeing to the competitors. Compliance isn't a burden, it's your competitive advantage.
Okay, Hal, so I've got to ask. Did you just compare an insurance audit to a medieval moat?
If it keeps the invaders out and the treasure safe, the metaphor works.
Okay, fair enough.
Here's your strategic takeaway. If you're Mike stuck in ops chaos, compliance means fewer headaches down the road, fewer fines, fewer gotcha moments. If you're Carla in a regulated space, compliance isn't just safety, it's a differentiator. Clients choose you because they know you're playing above board.
So, Hal, what does that look like in practice?
It's simple. Audit one AI process this week. Ask yourself, where's the customer data going? Can I explain this process to a regulator in one sentence? Would I proudly tell my client, yes, we're using AI for this, and here's how it benefits you? If the answers are fuzzy, fix it.
Because at the end of the day, trust isn't a side benefit, it's the business. And the small businesses who bake that into their AI systems now, they're the ones who'll still be standing 5 years from now.
Which brings us full circle.
Back to where we started.
AI isn't magic. It's not a silver bullet.
And it's definitely not a toy.
It's your copilot. And like any copilot, it only gets you where you're going if you give it the right flight plan.
So hire it with intention, train it with process, and measure it with ROI.
Do that, and you're not chasing shiny objects. You're building a technology-enabled superpower.
Now let's get practical. Here's your small step challenge this week. Now, first, if you're looking for a strategy to build resilience, I want you to audit one AI tool you're already paying for and then decide keep, kill, or retrain it. No maybes, no I'll get to it later. I want you to keep, kill, or retrain. And then second, if you're looking for strategies to rebuild legacy business with confidence and trust, I want you to write a one-sentence job description for one AI tool that you're already using. Clear role, clear metric, and clear outcomes.
Because if you wouldn't keep paying an employee with no job description, you shouldn't keep paying a tool that doesn't deliver.
Exactly, Hal. So this is how you stop wasting time and start building a business that thinks, learns, and runs itself. If you want to go from overwhelmed to in command when it comes to AI, check out my Impact Framework course. The link is in the show notes. So remember where we started today? Would you ever hire someone without a job description? Well, of course not. So remember, don't hire AI you can't fire. Give it a job description, measure its performance, and if it's not delivering, cut it loose. Oh, that's it for today's episode of Small Business Big AI. Thanks so much for tuning in. Now we're ending our 3-part series on AI agents in the future of small business. We've gone from hidden tools to AI agents to busting the myths and building systems that actually work. But here's the thing, this is just the beginning.
Because the next wave of AI won't just save you time, it's going to change how you compete.
So make sure you're back with us next week. And trust me, you don't want to miss where we're going.
Now, if today's episode sparked something in you, don't let it stop here. Share this episode.
That's right, because we all know that small businesses are the heart and soul of the American dream. And we're not just building small businesses anymore. In the AI era, we're building big.
We're building technology-enabled superpowers.
And the future belongs to the bold, to the curious, the adaptable, the ones who aren't afraid to try, tweak, and try again.
That's you.
So until next time, keep embracing change, keep innovating, and remember, the future of your business is bigger than you think, and the steps you take today will shape the legacy you build tomorrow. Now, I'm Kim.
And I'm Hal.
And this has been Small Business Big AI. Thanks so much for listening. We'll catch you in the next episode.